Hey guys, and welcome to the channel. I'm Zemo, the dad in DPS, and today we're back reviewing another Skyline Valley weapon. And today, we've got the Red Terror, which should be relatively interesting, because I think this is one of the better weapons on the list of Skyline Valley new weapons. Either way guys, before we get into it, don't forget to leave a like, a comment, and subscribe. So, the Red Terror. Now this is a furious damage while aiming reload speed weapon, and the special thing about it, other than the snazzy communist skin, is that this has additional ammo capacity. As you can see down there, it has a capacity of 150. Now with the insane fire rate of this weapon, and the fact that Furious will definitely get up to its maximum damage pretty damn quickly, this is an incredibly good weapon for taking out individual enemies at a time. And Furious is one of those effects that is very slept on. You know, for most builds, Furious works rather well. It's just, if you're bloodied, it's not the best effect, and it does take a second to build up. But against larger targets, it's actually quite a significantly powerful effect. You know, against Earl, against the Scorch Beast Queen, against the robots, you know, there's any number of enemies in the game that Furious actually does a huge amount of damage to. It's just like ghouls, yeah, it's not really that effective because you don't ramp up to your damage quick enough. But this weapon I found on the floor, and that is just criminal. So we're not going to dwell too much on the build I'm using. This is what we have. Take a screenshot of it. It's just, you know, general heavy build, optimizing damage, all that kind of jazz. Let's get on with testing the weapon. So let's look at this weapon for what it actually is. Now the LMG is one of the most beastly weapons in the game. It has ridiculous fire rate, ridiculous, that dog's flying, ridiculous damage, and it just overall overwhelms just about any enemy you go up against. You're seeing here that I am not struggling to eradicate these SuperMutants. I'm not even landing headshots here, and they drop within just a couple of seconds. Now, in getting your ammo back, am I getting it back from these enemies? Probably not, you know, unless I get those all-important headshots. I'm probably not regenerating the ammo as quickly as I would like. But at the same time, there are weapons that you can farm this ammo with that are, you know, a bit easier to one-shot enemies with. But it is just a very, very good weapon. Now, you are going to need to aim down the barrel, so if you're not used to doing that and you're not, like, as confident doing that, you're more of a bats person, this isn't really the weapon for you. But it is very strong. And you're seeing, because of the sheer amount of bullets that I fire out, this gun ramps up to its maximum damage pretty damn quick. And if you're landing the headshots, as I said, you will absolutely destroy any super mutants you come across. Like, they just don't even last a second. You know, while what is going on with dogs in this place? They're like floating and flying around. Something weird's going on. But look at that, instantly dead. You know, if I would have better aim, this entire place would be dead quicker. And that's kind of the problem with this weapon, is if you're a crap aim like me, maybe you're not optimizing it. But you're seeing there, we were getting some pretty hefty amounts of ultrasight ammo. And I just feel like it's a very, very good weapon with a clip size that is now kind of relevant towards what a heavy weapon like this should have. And I just feel like it's a great addition to your arsenal. Now with any of these videos, we take a trip to waking up Jeff and then murdering him profusely at a swamp. And as you can see, like, I'm barely aiming this thing. I'm just sort of pointing it in his direction. And yeah, it took most of the clip. And yeah, oh Jesus, we got pretty much all that ammo back as well. You're seeing, like, this thing is no joke. It absolutely slaughters big enemies like Jeff, and I'm genuinely surprised at how slept on this weapon currently is. Now, I have woken up the devious, murderous crab mommy to see what this does to her, and she's already dead. Granted, this was only a level 61, but it's not exactly like the level 61s or anything to laugh at. This thing is absolutely capable of tearing anything large a new sphincter hole. So, with all the videos we head into expeditions, just to see how well this weapon does against the enemies in here and what we can get out of it. Now, what I will say about the Overgrown is they are quite resistant to ballistic damage. So, you know, that's a full clip we've just used. And let's see how many we're getting. You know, not the whole amount of ammo back, but this is against the Overgrown. So against the Overgrown, probably not the best to use it. Again, I probably not the best at aiming when it comes to it, but let's see what we can do against the humanoid enemies, because they are much easier to kill. And we've used up 9 bullets and we're getting like 28 back. So, you know, like, against most of the enemies in here, you're likely getting your ammo back, I'm gonna be honest. Like, it's one of those things where against the Overgrown, probably, you know, you're gonna waste some ammo, but then you're gonna quickly recoup it. I mean, we have killed very few of these guys, and we're like definitely recouped the ammo that I used on the Overgrown. Like, that's what, 22 ammo, and then we got more than triple than that back. So as you can see, this weapon absolutely tears through these guys. You know, the Overgrown ballistic resistance on them is a bit higher, so it is a bit of more of an annoying enemy to go up against, but against regular enemies, we are absolutely obliterating them and getting our ammo back in spades. So this is definitely a weapon that you can use in here quite confidently. This is a way you can farm ammo for this weapon. You're gonna at least triple the ammo consumption that you've used during the actual thing, and you are going to be able to do it relatively quickly. Bosses will obviously take more shots to take down. The Overgrown will take more shots to take down. Even if you're getting the headshots, they seem tankier than the other enemies. That one not so much, but it might have just been because they had a pollinator nearby, I'm really not sure. But you are getting your ammo back. That's the thing I have to stress about this. Now, the way this weapon is, it's just so good. It's so good. I mean, the longer you're firing it, the more damage you're doing. So overall, it's just one of those weapons that is far better on bigger targets, tankier targets, you know, targets that require more shots into them. Because it is going to get up to that stage where it is just an absolutely beast. I think it was just the pollinators that were making these guys super tanky. Obviously this is Reaper as well, but the pollinators were definitely not helping my case against these guys. And I think that's still the case, because there's something healing that bugger. And I can see this guy's health is not going down quite as quickly as it should. But yeah, this weapon is just fantastic. You need to get a hold of one if you're using a heavy build, because if you're using heavy and you're not using this weapon, well, are you even having fun? So that was the Red Terror, and now I have to say I'm pleasantly surprised with this weapon. And I say surprised, I'm not really surprised. All the effects on this weapon are very viable and very usable, and the biggest flaw the LMG always had was its lack of ammo capacity, and this has fixed that. This is pumping DPS out of it like nothing else. And while the Furious effect is not the best effect that you could possibly get on this weapon depending on your build, it is certainly viable on any build. And any type of heavy character can use this weapon with impunity. And this, to an extent, potentially makes this one of the better LMGs in the game, if not the best, depending on your build. Because even an anti-armor one, even an aristocrats one, even potentially a bloodied one, isn't going to compete with the damage this one can pump out in a quick succession. Now, you could argue that Quad, in theory, could do more damage, but at the same time, I don't know if that's too many bullets. Either way, that is today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll catch you all next time in the Wasteland.
Through the dark, moonlight's dimly shining, a shadow creeping. Feel your hearts entwining, a twisted mind, seeking prey to devour. In the dead of the night, he gains more power. His bloodshot hunting till you're found. Chasing shadows, he's the hunter in the night.